Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Solus44, and I am here to do all the mods 10 a little bit more. Today, we're going to automate Ars Nouveau. I'm not going to take you through the entire things that I did, but I'm going to show you how you could do it if you wanted to do it this way. I'm using a different approach maybe than some others. Maybe because that's something I did in Skyblock, I don't know. Let's take a look. We're automating Ars Nouveau. That's it. All right, so you're just gonna have to be patient with me as I explain what I did to automate Ars Nouveau. And no, this is not completed, but the room is starting to look up a little bit better than it did before. I don't know if you all remember that. All right, first and foremost, source generation. Okay, source generation. Very simply put, we just have the whatever these things are called, agronomic source links that are coming through here. I filled up all the empty space except for maybe one or two with Inferium seeds, so that way I get Inferium. I have an infinite amount of Inferium space. Oh wait, what was that? Huh. I'll look it up in a minute. So Inferium, it just constantly counts up fairly quickly anyway, so it's not too bad. Um, but yeah, you're getting source. It's constantly being fed into here. Now, I'm using a very large amount of source right now so that I can get everything running. So you're probably wondering, like, well, where's it all going? I'll show you. Here's one of the most important things that I automated, and that was the ender source jar. Um, so yeah, this one could be an ender source jar as well. It would make things a lot easier. I can switch it out anytime. And no, I do not have to have this thing blasting 24 of these tanks, but this is for like external storage. I do have storage from the system, but it is quite literally running out. It is down there, an ME source jar. I don't know if you can see it down, but it's actually this warper is pulling from the ME system, which is connected to over here. There's a cable running underneath the floor. And then I have an unobtainium source jar, which I've also automated, and it is getting filled from the warper. So basically the ME system's getting, whenever it gets source, it sends it to this unobtainium source jar. Now this, actually, hold on one second. I need to, oh, please don't mess up. Okay. Oh, dang it. It messes up a lot. That's one of the things I, okay. If you see it light up like this, it means it's being used. There. So now it's being sent to this one and to the ender source jar. That's going to keep everything in the ME system running constantly and filling up those two jars. Now the unobtainium source jar holds a lot more source. As far as I know, I don't know how much, but this is going to keep my system running. Now it's running constantly. I can explain this system. It's running constantly so that it can catch up to the initial stock I want to keep of each one of these elements, these elemental essence. This one's set up for fire, and each one of these is touching just one jar, so it's a lot. But I have 4 earth, wind, fire, and water, all being run off of one source jar. And I don't think this one's getting anything at all anymore. And you can see that one just switched over. Yes, it's going to take a long time because I don't have a lot of source running to it. Um, but I wanted to explain how it's done before anything else. All right, so each pedestal has 3 different, or each imbument chamber has 3 pedestals around it with this one's going to be your water source or your water essence. This one is going to be your air essence. It's got a bat wing, an arrow, and a feather. And this one has got, and see, it doesn't use the components up. It just uses the source gems. All right. This right here is running because it is basically keeping my source gems at a certain level, which is being attributed to here. So right now I have 256 air, so that's actually done. Earth still being stocked up, fire is being stocked up, and water is being stocked up. And so it looks like I have everything else. So as it runs down, it's creating the source gem. If you can tell, it's running really quick. Like look how fast this does. This goes here. Now that's because it has these soul surges on 2 sides. You could probably run it on all the sides except for the source area. The IMI provider, I got really crazy and I just went ahead and said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to have it push right into the imbuement chamber directly, and it works. So I didn't know for sure if it did, but it does. Of course, you have to have your interface with some your warden souls coming out, and that's going to spur this on to move faster. I find that 2 of these is just fine. I'm probably going to, yeah, I'm going to switch over. I'll show you guys how I make the unobtainium source jar and the ender jar auto crafted. That is dense cable, a pattern provider. Unobtainium is the alloy is now auto crafted as well. So now I have the ability to do infinity drives, and I believe I have infinite lava drive being created right now. And then I have our ender source jar, which I'm going to make one more. I'm going to swap out that regular source jar up top with the ender source jar. What that's going to do, and I'm going to place that on top of here. On this side right here, I have all the other types of essences. I believe this is animus or something. Anima. Then you got your conjuration, your abjuration, and your subjugation, right? So the same setup as over there, except for this one has a ender source jar, and I have the ender source. You can basically put them in any dimension, anywhere. I'll show you what I failed to do last night. I almost crashed the whole entire game, and I mean, I really, really did. I had to sit here and wait until late at night and resolve the issue manually, um, because I didn't think ahead. I was tired. All right, so if you're curious as to how all those are being created autocraft wise, I was not playing around. I basically put all the patterns where they're just a source gem inputting into a router. The router will then place it into here. And then I have this router here sending into this pattern provider. So basically it's pulling from the, well, I'll show you. It's pulling from the imbuement chamber, right? But it doesn't pull. I have these all blacklisted. Well, this one's blacklisted for lapis lazuli. That's this one right here. But this one right here, these are all going to probably say something like blacklist soul. Oh, they all should say something on them. This one doesn't say anything. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't remember. No, this one is for this one. So it's pulling from pulling the completed. So it doesn't have a blacklist. But I have a lot of the other ones that are blacklisted for source gems. Why is this one water essence? Oh, this one only allows water essence. Everyone else, I went to black gem source gem. The blacklist source gem, the other one's whitelisted water, so you can do it either way, right? So this one is only going to pull water. The rest of them are going to only pull. They'll stop themselves. It stops itself from pulling the source gem out. So the source gem goes there, it sits there, and once it changes, then it pulls whatever it becomes. So I originally was going to set it up so there was one that crafted all of the different kinds, but this is a little bit more, a lot more. It's a lot quicker, right? And the reason why I want to make sure that I add all that setup and have this constantly with the flow of these in here is this is going to let me craft anything on big patterns in this system, this setup right here. I don't care for the system setup, but it works. And so let me explain how this works. And this was a hard one to do, in my opinion. This was, and this is the ender source jar. It has 4 ender pearls, 4 pop chorus fruit, and 1 source jar. So the source jar goes inside the middle apparatus for the enchanting apparatus, right? So automating the enchanting apparatus with laser IO was not something I'm very good at doing. So I did it the most easy, broke down way I could think of. And that was literally by putting cards in each of these slots in the direction that it's facing, right? These are extractor cards, right? So these extractors, they extract from this barrel. They're both the same. I just wanted to see if it would be faster. All right, so I put 2 of the exact same item extractors. So what this will do is this says, all right, put all these items into this barrel. I made sure that it did it so that the items literally were, the pattern is set up for ender pearl, pop chorus fruit, then a source jar. I set this for, I believe I set these extractors for round robin, but that wouldn't work still. So I had to take and put a filter card on these item cards, right? And they say blacklist jar. So none of these pedestals, any of them. So I had to do that for every single one of these. This one right here has a whitelist jar facing down. Let me show you. And I also have it for a soul gem. Oops. And so you got to make sure you put it on the tab that you want down, and then it'll push it down in there. And then of course I have this router. Again, it's pulling from this top piece, but it has a blacklist on it. So it only does the finished product. Okay. All right. So it does the same thing for this one here. It's going to push in, push in. You'll see the laser is facing the direction, the little green line. That's a laser pushing in the direction. So I had to make sure that I put a card in each tab facing the direction that I am facing. So I use the right-hand side map, and yeah, this is how I have mine set up. Now these are all set for down, and this can craft anything that's in the system now. I just have to add the whitelists and blacklists to the cards. All you have to do is, well, create the pattern, and then let me show you work. I need one more ender source jar. And there you go. It's really not all, it's not that complicated. It's just, it takes a long time. See? And then auto crafting completes. Now, this is not going to set up for anything that requires a lot of mana. However, if it does, I can always place a jar. Obviously, now I have the ender jar. Okay, let me show you how to mess with the ender jar, or what the ender jar. Basically, an ender jar is the same jar, no matter where it's at, right? Even in other dimensions. So you have this jar here, and you have this jar here, and then up top you have an ender jar. And right now I'm about to do this. This is going to speed up the process here. And it's going to cause me to start using up this source inside this one here. See, and it's going to fill back up because it's getting hit by a bunch of mana from, or well, source from other locations, as well as up here. So it will run out, right? The mob farm up top, I've determined what happens with it. Let me show you. This does not generate any source because it's not being killed by players. The creatures aren't being killed by players anymore. They're being killed by, well, by this machine. So it doesn't give you source. The only time they got sources I noticed was when they were getting killed by that mob crusher. Uh, yeah. So that, oops. Hey, let me. Oh, that's right. I got an ender inhibitor in here, and it's stopping me from teleport. I was like really disappointed with that, so I went ahead and set this up in the compact machine, and this is how I almost crashed my server. Well, my computer. I put an ender source jar here. There's an ender source jar there, so I am getting credit for the damage being done there. When this mob crusher kills the wither, it's producing source. I don't know how much, but apparently it's actually fairly significant. Let's go ahead and craft another one of these ender source jars. And yes, I'm going to show you the ultimate craft as far as I'm concerned, and that is look at these things. They're going to constantly run. See, it's still crafting all of these blaze crystals to give me my infinity lava. All right, so there's my ender source jar. I don't think this counts. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure it doesn't. What you need is a Vitalink. Vitalic source link. And that's for if you have like a mob farm. Now it does. I don't think it works. I'm pretty sure it don't. Why that works? Actually, I'm not too sure. I have a feeling it has something to do with the delay in time. Like because it takes so long for the wither to die, it counts. So it's giving. You can see it doing it. So I experimented, and I thought, well, this thing right here is OP. Like it is very literally. I cannot leave this running. I'll explain to you guys how stupid OP this is. Um, oh, it's almost done clearing out. Thank goodness. This whole thing was literally completely full of diamond and different other materials that were being recycled, and it overflowed, and it caused this thing to run. Almost crashed my whole thing. I was down to 2 frames per second, and almost got it. They almost got me. I decided to create an entangled block with the absorption hopper, right? Because this has got all the filters already created, and I didn't want to have to redo all the filters. So what I did was I took an entangled block, and I put Dire Wolf's item collector, which is super fast. Let me show you so what I did for it. It covers all but this one spot, so it almost covers every single spot that's going to get hit by the creatures that are flying to death. This will give me source really fast. I'll turn it on for a little bit, and then I have to turn it off because my system can't take it. I'm gonna have to create another system for that too. So as you can see, it's absolutely insane, and it instantly fills this thing. All right, I'll turn that off because otherwise my system will quit. And then there's this dude right here. There's always some zombie somehow gets pushed into the glass. I know that's cruel. So you get the idea. Now the dire items or dire things picks things up so fast that it doesn't even become items, so it causes no lag. However, if it fills up your storage area,
which is this here, and it doesn't have any time to void that out, or it doesn't have time, it will build up again, and then I'll end up having to wait, and it'll crash. Too many loose items floating on the ground will still ruin your day. You can put in another system that would like throw it into the trash if you wanted to just trash it. If I was just purely going for source, but that's my like emergency source thing right here for right now until I get another system set up. And I think I'm going to set this farm up just to void almost everything except for the gems from apotheosis, which made me into like a lot stronger. I haven't done the armor yet, but I have done this caustic whatever. I don't know how much damage you need to do, but I still die to that doggone fish creature from Cataclysm because I don't know how to kill it yet. I don't know the process. Anyhow, that will crash your system if you set that mob farm up without having any safeguards. And what I mean by that is it literally flooded my recycling system, these two salvagers. I would probably have to set up like 10 salvagers. It's still running. It's still running. It's just, it's not fast. Actually, you know what I could do? Okay, let's check it out. I don't know if I'm keeping enough soul surge into the system or not to do this, but I mean, I might as well. I like the flat interfaces the most. Actually, let's just make, oh, I ran out of plastic. Holy smoke. Um, how did I run out of plastic? Oh well, I guess I'll just have to do that project on a different day. I need to finish showing you guys. Um, yeah, I've got to set up Soul Lava B also because without it, I'm not going to be able to make. I'm not going to be able to make the alloy at will. Right now, I can make a lot of it because it doesn't take much to make it, but I can process it. So it is auto craftable. So it takes point 0.1 soul lava, and these are very easy to get right now. So I mean, I have infinite vibranium, infinite titanium, infinite pink slime due to that farm that's up top. Piglich hearts. If you have any issues with your networks, your hostile node networks, update the mod pack. I know it's stuck. It kind of stinks because you're going to get a lot of changes to your stuff, but I'll show you. Boom, it makes it that fast. See? I don't know what I just put inside my grid on accident. I don't know if this is going to speed these up. I don't know if they're blacklisted or not, but if it does, oh man, that's going to be amazing. There we go. I have enough to do this one. I might as well go ahead and do it just to see if it works. This is my opportunity. I never see that thing full. We'll just use. I don't know if I've got enough channels too. That's another thing I didn't realize. Hopefully everybody understands P2P processes, the peer-to-peer or point-to-point. If you don't and you need help understanding how that works, I can explain that in a video tutorial. I am going to be doing a tutorial also on how to create your own mod pack. I decided that it's about this time. I think everybody needs to understand CurseForge has a system set up that will let you create your own mod pack. It's super easy. Now, will it make all these cool, crazy recipes and stuff that all the mod 10s have? No. Will it make it so that it's streamlined? No. But could you? Yes. If you really hunkered down, you could use Cube.js and create your own. I highly encourage people to check it out. That doesn't mean it's going to be the way to go all the time. Oop. I also created the Eclipse Alloy pickaxe because I was way too fast. Let's put the interface on. We got to do one more thing. We got to tell it to export our Soul Surge. Took off. It's moving around because stuff is going in and out of the system while it's auto crafting. All right, we're going to tell it to, again, to right click, export 5 at a time. You could change it to whatever you want. And then now it should, if it has any left, it might not even have any warp soul left. I haven't even checked on my warden. I've been abusing it. Oh, I caught it after it finished. Doggone it. Actually, I bet I am out. Am I gone? Let's take a look. We'll go to view. No. I want store crafted. There. Configure visual types. Souls. All right. My system has 1,300 and you can see it moving now. So let's go check on the warden, make sure he's doing okay. This isn't being used, so it's not showing anything. Don't think. So I have a feeling it's blacklisted probably. The only way to check that would be if I was to take, let's just make, whoa. We'll make a diamond sword. And I'm going to tell it to, oh, it does work. Did you see how fast that was? So maybe, I'm going to come back with this running full speed. The ender tank is going to be running plastic like crazy fast. I got to do plastic. I don't know why I said that. All right. I also broke down and made the quantum crafter so that it's constantly making these infinitely. That's basically all this thing does is you can say what to keep if I want to keep any and how to make this deal, but you have to you basically pull your pattern out of your IMI system and you put it in that quantum deal and it'll just constantly run. So now I freed up some of the processing that's going on. You can put in a lot more than that. If you notice there was a requester down in my Ars system, I'll take you there and I'll show you what's going on with that. Let's check on while we're here, let's go check on the wither. I believe he's in here. Yeah, he's alive. And he's taking a little bit of damage. So I haven't even come close. I haven't even come close to ruining him. Oh yeah, he is fine. Get out of here. Ether gas is still running perfectly fine too. So I'm gonna speed up that recycler to like maximum with like a whole bunch of those soul surges and see if I can get it to where it's like almost instant. If I can, and I'll add more salvagers and it won't add a lot of channels. So I should be able to do that pretty easily and be able to get, well, anything really. I'm concerned about the plastic, running out. I am. I thought I had that issue fixed a long time ago, but I had integrated dynamics working with it, and yeah. So there you go. Oh, I'm also getting source. I forgot while I was there. I should have done this. The tree farm is not the tree farm, obviously. So it should be turned off. It is off. For some reason, this thing is having super. Look how fast it is. Because I have running this redstone clock and the SNAD. It's infinitely running now. It should have stopped because this thing is set to 6,000 unless I'm cooking up that much because I'm using a lot of energy right now. So let's see. Yeah, it's at 177,000 and it's just constantly running. It's not supposed to be doing that. Now this will slow down a lot slower. And I'll use up now this is creating source. Okay. And I have the ME. Now I'll manually make these ones. I'll have to create a pattern for this one, but it's just a matter of me wanting to. Now this is excess, right? So let's get a warper. I forgot. I don't know if I don't have a warper already on AutoCraft. I'm gonna have to manually create this. Or will I? I want to use all that source that's down there to keep the ME system full. And one relay is not going to work because a relay can only do 1 point, right? So it can send and take from one location and that's it. I want the ME system to have a big supply of source. And so this warper here, as you can tell, it's just constantly sending source here. And then this warper here is taking all the source from here and sending it to the ender source jar. It's a redundant system, basically, just to keep this thing running. Because this is gonna eventually it's gonna top out, right? Like once all of these reach 256, like this one's gonna be really close. Now it's just making water. So that's actually really, really nice. It'll eventually, this one right here is the only one. Why aren't you? So yeah, I could also run warpers to the bottom of these, or soul surges to the bottom of these, which I'm thinking I'm going to do. Maybe not so much these, but definitely those. Why is it not crafting the water essence? Huh. Let me cancel it. Okay. Well, let's check it out here. Ah, the sender is set up. The puller is set up. This sender is the problem. Let's reset this. I got cheap and I added, like I said, it was like 3 in the morning or so, I don't know, 2 some, I don't know. It was super late. Let's see here. That's sending it to the earth. Why is it crafting an earth essence? What? Why is it doing this? Huh. It keeps sending to the wrong location. Why are you doing this to me? I wasn't doing this earlier. It's set correctly. No, it's not. Why is it not? That's super weird. Well, okay. That was never going to quit. I'm so tired. All right, this is the sender. I want to send. Of all the ones that's messed up is the water one. All right, let's cancel it and tell it to restart. There. Manja. So it was creating a bottleneck somehow. I know I had it set up because that's one of the first. That's the first one I set up. Anyhow, it's just going to craft the rest of these, and then after that, it's going to stop. And then the only thing it'll need to craft are the source gems, and then this will fill back up. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to everybody. All right, this one right here, this is for unobtainium alloy, like I showed you. It's a source gem, piglet hearts, air essence, allthemodium ingot, earth essence, fire essence, unobtainium ingot, water essence, right? So all of those are going to go. I basically have it set to run the same way that the other the other pattern is for the ender jar, but instead I blacklist down the source jar, or the source gem, right? And then put this inside the down slot. There you go. So now I can do up to 9 different blacklists, I think per card. And then there's 9 cards. So you could do 81 different crafts if you really wanted to with this setup. I don't know how to turn the laser lights off or the show off yet. I think there's a setting for that, right? This thing right here. Um, Zero. Hit apply. Oh, that's dope. You can turn it black. I want it to be clear. So maybe to turn the alpha off. Hit apply. There. So I don't want to see it. You guys can see it from the beginning of the video, right? And that means you have to go through and turn each one of these off. Yes, you could probably do this with one node and some crazy input output redstone signals, whatever. These are repositories if you're asking yourself what the heck are those. They're just storage drawers. They're just storage chests for Ars Nouveau, and then I'll have a reliquary thing that you put down that basically lets you look at that as if it was well in your inventory. Like you could basically attach this to any system. I just have it there for looks. It's not a big deal. The scribes table I can move around. I'll do that in a little bit. I'll probably put it in the floor along with the alteration table. Here, let me show you what it looks like in the floor. I like the way it looks in the floor. Yeah. That way it's one placement away. Yeah. See? You could put them in the walls and stuff too, I guess. What else did I want to show you? Yeah, let me show you the autocraft. See, that's going to start catching up since it's only crafting the one. Or I think it finished. Yeah, it finished. So now it's got everything ready. So let's go ahead and craft unobtainium alloy. It's this one, right? Yeah. And I'll just let you see it. It takes a minute. I know you can speed it up. I don't really care. And it works for me earlier, so let's see if it works now. Because like I just saw my air essence, the water essence foobard. That was weird. Is it crafting each one? It should have said they're available. Now I'm totally confused here. Why did it get stuck? Yeah, it should not have gotten stuck. Oh, I might have messed up the card. No? Yeah, something happened with the card. Because it didn't pull. Why are you doing this? Why? I gotta do that. Okay, it's still connected. Oh, this one should be whitelist. Yeah, allow. And there's your filter. You gotta make a filter for each one of these, each one of the nodes in order for this to work. Insert down. All right, I guess I'll tell it to sneakily put it down. I don't understand why I would need to do that. It wasn't like that before. And it works. Yeah. Okay. That changed. That wasn't like that. I guess because the jar worked, right? I made the ender jars. But there you go. If the conditions aren't met, the laser will not pull from the container. All right. I don't know if I can make like a ton. Like, I don't know what happens when I hit 2 of these, right? It may be a problem. I can't remember. Did I set up for round robin and forest? So it's east. We'll go east. Exact. Round robin. Oh, extract. Round robin, true, exact. And that's going to be east. Let's see if that still makes the deal. But we're going to do 2. This could make a mess. Yeah, it's going to make a mess. And it didn't pull round robin. You see, it's if it was pulling round robin, it would pull one of each thing, and it did not do that. That's frustrating. So maybe I can take the exact off and start this process over. This is gonna make it's gonna be a little bit of a mess. Hold on while I clear this up. Thankfully, none of my magnets and stuff are set up so that it doesn't pull this off and send the items far away when I'm trying to work with this. As you can tell, it took me absolutely forever to set this thing up. I don't care for it. I need to put these away. That away too for right now. All right. I'm going to cancel that. That's the trick, right? Can I make two at a time? Well, I mean, obviously I can make it. All right, let's see if it works. We want 2. Nope. Still doesn't want to do it. Why would it not work? I don't know. The placement of these isn't necessarily needed to be in any order, but it definitely. I'm guessing it just sends round robin means that what it sends to, not what it extracts from. So that's a misnomer on Direwolf's part. This is Laser IO is made by Direwolf, I believe. So Direwolf, if you know, this is not an extraction system. If it's extracting and it says round robin, it's not extracting in a round robin. It's sending. It's sending in a round robin. I don't know for sure what enforced is, the difference between those is, but that is a sending system, just like routers. That's why I like what the routers tells you, is it tells you what it's doing. All right, so let me put this in the eastes again and try this craft one more time with the enforced. I don't know if the enforced is going to help. I don't think it will. Oops. All right, so 2 of these. Oh wait, let me do another one, an adjustment as well that might help. Let's make this blocking mode. What that's going to do is only put one piece of anything in at a time. I don't know if that's going to be good for this, because I'm pretty sure it's going to ask me to put in 2 source. It's going to put in 2 source gems and then 4 piglet hearts, and then I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to fidget with it, but I have a feeling I can get it to work. I just gotta finagle the system. It did it. It did it. It did it. It did it. The enforced worked. The blocking mode didn't do anything, but the enforced does work. Oh, thank goodness. Hey, Dyer, you're awesome, man. You're the best. Honestly, I use his tools almost more than anything. can think of it. Every pack I got that I've played, if it doesn't have the exchanger in it and a building tool and a destruction gadget and all that stuff that Dyer made, I don't like it. And I don't care for his laser, mining laser, but oh come on, don't fail on the. Did it again. Why, why, why? Why are you leaving this guy alone? I'm still think he's awesome. So east. Enforce does work, so that's staying. I know that'll do it. Nope, it's the other end. Like I said, I had 2 cards to speed it up, but you have to have exactly the same thing. Oh, I didn't change anything. I did not change anything. I don't know why it did that. That was definitely a glitch. Y'all saw that in real time. Why did it do that? Fascinating. Maybe if I'm playing with the cards, it takes a little while for the laser nodes to really solidify their actions. I'm not too sure. But I got 2 unobtainium alloys now, so I can definitely do some crafting, like some really cool stuff. Um, that's basically it, guys. That's the imbuement chamber. You got your earth, wind, fire, and water. You can get these early on. I didn't want to do these early on because this was Sproblin stuff. Sproblin does Ars Nouveau. I don't think he's worked with laser IO at all, and so he probably doesn't have much experience with this system. He's maybe got another way of doing the auto crafting of that. I don't know. Can't tell you. Cost me a lot of channels, 13 channels to do all this because each one of these is its own individual one. Yeah, I could probably set it up to run it a different way, but yeah, who knows? These right here were because of excess. Like I ran out of room on this one, right? This one was pulling from all of those are one. That one router handles all the imbuement chambers except for one, and I think that's my issue. And I was like, an anima one. I'll run one until it fails. Just run over there, boom. It'll stop. It won't work if it's. Yeah, I'm gonna run soul surges to all of these. Ah, I guessed. It is the anima. Okay, so this is a puller. It's set to pull from there. Um, boom. It's got a range requirement. That's an issue. I didn't want to make another router. I thought this wasn't too ugly. I mean, yeah, you could bury all this. This is a requesting terminal, so you can look at all your requesters in the system at once. And now you can see that I have 2 freed up spots in glass jars and wither skeleton skulls. Speaking of which, my wither skulls, or my nether stars actually is a big reason for it, right? 22,954 nether stars and growing. Like he's just constantly counting. But then you notice this, I have this nether star block. All right. I'm going to try something with Ars Nouveau, and that is I'm going to animate the nether star block, and then I'm going to take the nether star block and put the hopefully capture it with the mob capturing tool if it's animated, then put that inside of either a containment jar and or the mob duplicator. If I can get it to mob duplicate, I'm going to literally turn off my wither farm, mob duplicate it. The rest of those times that you see down in there with the essences, I'm going to put all of those except for what's going right now into mob duplicator and then see if it can drop nether star blocks. Usually the creature that you animate will drop the block that it's made from when it dies, allowing you to reanimate. I don't know for sure if that'll work anymore. It did work before, but I'm going to give it a test run and see if it works. Okay, so puller. Um, I really do want to not have to use another router, but I'm gonna have to. It's no big deal. I just let's have it go. The problem is locating where I want to put it. It's not hard though. I can just. I'm gonna definitely need to get that plastic situation fixed though. I had it running, but again, you can see some stuff just wants to not work. All right, so let's make sure that it has room. The range is good. Okay. Now the sender, instead of sending down, it's going to send to the left. And I don't need that blacklisted. Not now. Now I don't. This one blacklists your source gem, so it won't pull the source gem out of the imbuement chamber. And now it'll send whatever's put inside. So this now will be able to take and pull from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other places as long as it's within range, and it'll automatically insert it into the ME system for you. Oh, oops. A little divot there. I could add, oh yeah, because I'm gonna add another soul surge probably. Well, do I need to? I don't need to, so let's not. And of course, I'll put camouflage. I'll show you. I might as well do it. It's not 2 ammo. I don't know. I think I have to craft it with it. Oh no, so just poop, 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 poop. How's that go? Poop. Let's go ahead and craft this. 2. 500 is probably more than I'll ever use in the game. Let's just go to 100. There. That's good for now. This is why I really like the routers right now. Now, I thought I turned off all the laser particle effects and stuff for routers, but what do I do? Okay, I didn't do this properly. How many do I need? I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. So let's collect up 8. And then I sneak right click with one and collect all of them. All of them will get the effect at once. In fact, this one too. So 9. So all of these. Ew, it didn't take it on. It became an ugly version. Really? Well. It cannot handle those. What about these? Oh, it just looks like bricks that are ugly. It doesn't take on the full animated effects. I was just like, now I'm really that's sad. Um, man, what do I want to do here? I'll figure that out later. That's no big deal right now. I'm kind of sad. I really wanted these to look just like the walls. Maybe I should change that wall to something else just so that I can make it blend in. I don't know. These, the ME pattern providers, they're going to look the way they look. I think you can put a cover on them. what you need is anchors to make this happen. Yeah, a lot more anchors than that though. But I'm just showing you exactly how to do it. If you put 4 anchors around a block, it'll become a cover. What are they called? Cable facade. And if you type in cable into JEI, you won't find this recipe, I think. No. And if you type in facade, all you're going to get is these facades. So I'm kind of showing you something that's not visible. Will it cover it? No, it won't even. Now you can do these. And you can put them around like this. But remember, it's got an anchor in it. And if it's got an anchor in it, it's going to have you. I'll just grab a couple extra. It can cause channel issues. So be careful how you cover your cables. I learned the hard way. It's the only reason why I'm saying anything. And there. Now, if you accidentally put cover on, then you don't want it, use your wrench. Shift right click with it with a wrench, it'll remove it. Otherwise, it'll break it. And it'll break the cable that it's attached to as well. I'm just going to go ahead and give these guys camo. It's going to look super weird, but I gotta fix that. I have to find a good block to make it so that it doesn't look so funky. Oh, it didn't clear. Whatever. Bluestone bricks my booty. That is not bluestone bricks, but at least it's there. You guys can see that it covers it up. So it doesn't look so funky. Now these, yeah, you can put them underneath them. You can do this all underneath these pedestals as well and have it just do upward. But I think I wanna do, I don't know. I think this is just the way it's gonna stay. I don't feel like playing around with it. Oh, I forgot the whole wall of blue. Oh, that's crazy. Blue chiseled. And exchange. Oops. Now, I also finished crafting that infinity drive for lava, so I'm going to do that before this episode finishes because I am out of time. And I wanted you guys to see that. But you get the idea. I hope you guys understand. If you have questions, I could do a video answering questions. I have no problem doing that. I know it's complicated. These things, these item cards, they kind of stink. They're not stink, but they're not for the faint of heart. And it's like integrated dynamics. People don't want to touch it if it's a lot of work. I have a hard time wrapping my head around the laser IO for some reason, so I do this hesitantly. This is the exact same process you can use for um, mystical agriculture, and I will be having to set it up for mystical agriculture to do the same thing upstairs. But you can tell right now I'm keeping mana full. These are all going to fill up. Once they're all full, then everything in the system will smooth out. It's just a giant buffer I created. Right now, I mean, yeah. The rituals are barely even running anyway. And yes, I could set up another ritual to speed up the growth, but then if I speed up the growth, it might not necessarily give me a return that's higher on my investment than the output used for the ritual, so I'm just leaving it run. I think I added another pylon also right there for Imperium. I'm missing a little bit of this right here. So I might need to move it 1, 2, well, it looks like 3 blocks. I need to move it north by 3 blocks. Let's go put this infinity drive in. Oh, it's going to be so nice. Have infinite lava forever and ever and ever. There it is. Infinity lava cell. That is only possible. Let me show you what it required. It takes a minute. It was only possible because of the blazing crystals being. I had a lot of the essence, or I had some of the essence ready to go. Now you could speed this process up a lot if you put your blazing crystal essence. If you already set that up, your power takes a long time to run. Just because there's so many of these you have to make to get to this level. So my suggestion is, I mean, look, 6,561 blazing crystals. You could scale up your power system all you want. I've just said, hey, look, make so many blocks of these things and just let it run, and then used it to make the seed. And that seed then is making 30. I've already got 32 more of these while it was processing, but I have now all the alloys available to me. Poof. The only issue is plastic and soul lava. In order to make this, I need soul lava, but they're already made. So yeah, let's go put this in the drive. I'm excited. All right, let's see. Which one do I have open? Those are full. Uh, Temporarily, we can pull one of these out. This is a big drive right here. Wait, where's my infinity drive at? Is it in here? Okay, so I don't want to do something that's gaining like super fast either. It's so large of a number that some of them don't even show. Okay, that one's not running super fast. There. And then I'll just have it swap out with the 256. I know I've got room in here somewhere. There we go. There. Now I give my system a second so that way it recognizes the drive switching around and stuff. But now we should have infinite lava. Yep. Boom. Now we're going to work on this, the soul bucket. I don't want too many. I think 2 of those would be plenty with the bee. And that's just for me to remember what it is. So that way it's in my inventory. This is for me to remember to fix my mob, giant, insane mob farm. And then I've got to work on plastic. So maybe I just don't have the pattern anymore. I don't. Oh my goodness, I don't. Why would I not? Okay. Send that over to the furnace. Wow, I just had that many already made. Okay, so let me see how much my drive rubber is set up for. I've only got 576 drive rubber. I wonder if that's going to become a thing as well. My latex processing system is on second floor. Plenty of plastic. Oh, okay, yeah, so we're good. Now, I wonder if that's going to show. No, it don't. Huh. That's a problem. This is still set for the omnidirection. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I did not set it up. Well, this is just going to continually run. Let's go ahead and do the processing stuff and all that for upgraded. Just type in 4. And then I got 1 of each of the 4 level. This is going to be quick. Hey, why? Whoa, don't do that. Why? That should not do that. There. So there. Now I shouldn't have a problem with plastic anymore. And yeah, you're like, well, it won't come out. Yeah, you're right. I thought the frequency 1 was... Yeah, 1 is everything. 4 is... 46 is just the ores. Where are you at? There it is. Yeah, that's another thing. I should have kept track of all those. All right, we're going to put this right. What is that? Hold on. Oh, energy exporter. Do I even really care to have that? That's basically all this is doing is exporting. Should be exporting. Oh, it's exporting water and latex. That's kind of neat. Here's my system. That's not running now. Why not? Oh, it is running. It's just... Okay. Let's go ahead and do this before I go as well. We'll just do this to 1. Okay, let's go. Boom, boom. Forget it. Do all of them. There. Wow, I had jerry-rigged this thing up. Is that a degrading thing to say? Jerry-rig? We're gonna put this dimensional chest where we can't see it. I don't know if this will work. I don't... Push. Yep, it's working. It's now exporting plastic, dry rubber into my IMI system. And then what is this? Darkstone. I really need to correct the issues with this wall. It's so ugly. I got like a light. Yeah, this is all kinds of weird. Now that I have the crystals on demand, I can just do whatever I want to with that. All right. So, hey, thanks for stopping by, everybody. You saw me fix that. I think a couple episodes, you got to see me do the time crystals. Those are still growing. In fact, I should have quite a few. Yeah, I'm almost to 1,000 time crystals now. They'll just keep coming. Plus, I have a time block. I believe I'm be able to make a paradox machine. I think the paradox machine is going to let me duplicate, because if I can't get the animated block of nether stars to drop nether star blocks and to mob duplicate, what I'm going to do is use the paradox machine, and I'm going to see if I can make compressed nether star blocks and then duplicate those, right? And then just uncraft those back into nether stars or to whatever process you need. Yeah, that should work. I think the paradox machine is set to duplicate blocks like that. Like the last thing I needed to do was to now deal with this. So this cannot keep up with my lava usage. This one is the blazing version. You can tell it's barely able to keep full, but the nitro one, it can't. So I ran out of lava for the longest time. I'm not crying. Obsidian farm's still running. So these drawers, although they're great, right? They work. They're just not able to keep up. They're just not. And they're feeding this dimensional tank right here. Well, I have it all being stored inside this massively huge 10,648 bucket storage tank by Zycraft. And it's extracting and going in there. I don't need that anymore. Because this is my external storage bus for this. Isn't necessary either, actually. Yeah, that's awesome. Come to think of it, that's sweet. In fact, I don't need, yeah. I no longer need to mess around with this tank for that. I can have this tank instead run downstairs in here and keep this thing full. Matter of fact, it should not be doing anything. What is it being? What is it doing? Huh. Well, Am I just trying to fill this tank up for no reason? No? I don't want to break the pipe. I don't remember how to make it work anymore. I need the wrench from modern. Well, actually, I wonder what any of these wrenches will do. I just want to take that little piece. Ah, was that an accelerator card? Gnarly. Did not realize that was a thing. Doesn't matter. These are just storage tanks. Oh, yeah, you can put accelerator inside here. No blacklist. Modern dynamics, huh? Yeah, cool. That means this one needs an extractor as well, but yeah, so this will start filling up. There we go. Now you should start seeing, well, everything's going to have to catch up. You saw it was caught up before now. This is just going to run solely 100% and purely off of what's being generated from this drawer and these here. The dimensional tank here will then have to be a different lava system, or can be a different lava system. I'll mess with that later. Yeah, because otherwise, what am I doing with this, right? Like, I'm just going to leave this running to what? I definitely don't need the external storage part of it, but what if I just leave it set up so that the tank is a buffer? I could do that. All right, so how about you attract in? And there we go. It's set for nothing else but lava. And we'll tell this one. Oh, you got to look in the air here. This one to then push. All right, now this just basically now became a giant buffer tank between this system here. I don't know why I have that set for that. We'll just go right here, switch this to 2. Excellent. And now then I can go back down here. And let's see, where do I want to place it? Here, and then auto eject. This becomes a second buffer as well. In fact, why is it doing that? It's pulling out instead of. Why is it doing that? Driving me nuts. Shoot. I don't want. Fine. Fine. Fine, fine. You want to be. And then we'll just run another pipe. It'll slowly draw it out. There. Yeah, it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn up all the lava. Good enough. Not too concerned. It's just extra set of power anyway. Like my scaffolding. I added scaffolding. I added some glass around everything. Starting to spruce things up just a tiny little bit. Anyhow, guys, thanks for stopping by. I gotta go. Hopefully this episode is received well. Going to be doing a step-by-step, I guess, tutorial of some of how to do the Curse Forge mod pack thing. Just in case you want to make your own All the Mods 10 type pack, right? You can do something similar to this. You're on your own. So you don't need to be limited by the things that other people have done. You can do this too. Source generation. There are lots of other ways of doing source generation, and I'm not copying anybody else. This is just the way I do it. You can do it with lava, the burning one. But this right here, I mean, what you gonna do? This one's extra. Hey, so anyway, take care. Bye bye.